Ever looked in the mirror and thought, I look different somehow? Maybe you've noticed your skin tone changing, your hair losing its shine, or your weight shifting and you can't quite explain why. It's tempting to blame it on aging, stress, or a bad week. But sometimes, those visible changes are actually your body's way of waving a red flag. Your hormones might be out of balance. Hormones are your body's chemical messengers. They work quietly in the background, directing nearly every function in your body, from how quickly you burn energy, to how well you sleep, to how thick your hair grows. When they're balanced, you feel great, think clearly, and look vibrant. When they're not, you'll often see the evidence long before you feel it. Today, I'm going to show you 7 visible signs of hormonal imbalance you can often spot just by looking in the mirror, sometimes even from across the room. Once you know them, you'll see these clues in yourself and maybe even in people around you. And that knowledge is powerful because catching hormonal imbalances early can save you years of frustration and protect your long-term health. I'm Dr. Aria Wells, and my goal here is to give you science-backed, practical health advice that's easy to understand and even easier to use. No overcomplication, no endless medical jargon, just clear information you can act on today. So let's get into the list. Sign number 1, thyroid changes. Your thyroid is a small, butterfly-shaped gland in your neck, small enough to fit in the palm of your hand, but it plays a massive role in your metabolism. Think of it like the thermostat for your entire body. If your thyroid is overactive, hyperthyroidism, your body's heat is turned up too high. You might see bulging eyes, unintentional rapid weight loss, and excessive sweating. You may even notice your hands shaking slightly or your heart racing. Some people describe it as feeling revved up all the time, even when sitting still. On the other hand, if your thyroid is underactive, hypothyroidism, it's like the thermostat has been turned way down. You may gain weight without changing your diet, your hair may become thin and dry, and you could feel sluggish and mentally foggy. One of the most common causes of hypothyroidism is Hashimoto's disease, an autoimmune condition where your own immune system mistakenly attacks your thyroid. If you have Hashimoto's, it's especially important to avoid gluten found in wheat, barley, and rye because it can worsen inflammation. Supporting your thyroid with enough selenium, just 1 Brazil nut a day, can supply this mineral, and getting adequate vitamin D3 can also help improve immune function and thyroid performance. Sign number 2, androgen imbalance. Androgens like testosterone and DHT are often thought of as male hormones, but both men and women have them. The right amount supports muscle tone, bone strength, and healthy skin. Too much or too little can cause very visible changes. If your androgen levels are too high, you may notice jawline acne, breakouts on your back, and increased facial hair in women. Women might also notice their voices becoming slightly deeper and hair thinning at the crown. In men, high androgens are linked to male pattern baldness. If your androgen levels are too low, especially in men, you might see muscle mass decrease, energy levels drop, and hair on the lower legs thinning or disappearing entirely. What causes these imbalances? Diet and environmental toxins are big culprits. Eating too many sugars and starches and consuming food or water contaminated with plastic chemicals can disrupt androgen levels. Investing in a high-quality water filter and reducing processed carbs can make a big difference. Sign number 3, high cortisol. Cortisol is your body's main stress hormone. A little is good, it helps you respond to challenges. But too much, for too long, leaves its mark on your body. Signs of high cortisol include a rounded cortisol face, a hump of fat at the back of your neck called a buffalo hump, stubborn belly fat, and in women, exaggerated stretch marks that are wider and deeper than normal. Cortisol can also thin your skin, making it wrinkle more easily and giving it a papery texture. If you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, I look older than I feel, chronic stress and high cortisol could be part of the reason. Managing stress through mindfulness, deep breathing, better sleep, and reduced caffeine can help bring cortisol back to normal. Sign number 4, estrogen changes. Estrogen isn't just a female hormone, it plays key roles in skin elasticity, bone health, and even mood in both sexes. When estrogen is too high, your face may look puffy. You might notice spider veins in your legs, develop skin tags, or see darker patches of skin called melasma. This can happen from certain medications like birth control pills or from environmental hormone disruptors. When estrogen is too low, as during menopause, skin becomes thinner, less elastic, and wrinkles form more easily. You might notice your skin looking more fragile or less hydrated, even if your skincare routine hasn't changed. Here's something many people don't realize. Estrogen is made from cholesterol. If you're on an ultra-low-fat diet or taking medication that aggressively lowers cholesterol, you could be lowering your estrogen as well. That's why balance, not extremes, is key. Sign number 5, low growth hormone. Growth hormone is often linked with childhood growth, but it's just as important in adults. It helps you maintain muscle, burn fat, and keep your skin looking youthful and firm. When growth hormone levels drop, you might notice muscle loss, more fat around your midsection, and an overall older appearance. Your skin may lose firmness and elasticity, and recovery from exercise may take longer. The best natural ways to boost growth hormone? High-intensity, short-duration exercise like sprinting, strength training, or interval workouts. Also, keeping carbs low and getting deep, consistent sleep is critical because most of your growth hormone is produced while you sleep. Poor sleep can accelerate visible aging faster than almost anything else. Sign number 6, low progesterone. Progesterone often doesn't get the attention it deserves, but it plays a big role in balancing other hormones, especially in women. Low progesterone is common and shows up as puffiness in the face, a dull or tired appearance, and occasional acne. It can also make it harder for your skin to look bright and fresh. High progesterone is rare and usually causes only mild fluid retention, but keeping progesterone balanced is important for mood stability, reproductive health, and overall energy. Sign number 7, high insulin. Insulin's main job is to help your body process sugar from food, but when it's too high for too long, it can cause some frustrating and very visible effects. The most obvious sign? Belly fat that simply won't go away even with dieting and exercise. Other signs include swollen eyes, skin tags, and a puffy look around the face and neck. Low insulin, which can occur in type 1 diabetes, can lead to unhealthy weight loss and constant carb cravings. The main triggers for high insulin are sugary foods, refined starches like bread and pasta, and eating too often throughout the day. Cutting back on these can help bring insulin back to healthy levels. Your body is constantly giving you feedback, sometimes subtly, sometimes loudly. The signs we've discussed today are like status updates from your internal systems. You just have to know how to read them. These 7 hormone-related changes in thyroid function, androgens, cortisol, estrogen, growth hormone, progesterone, and insulin can tell you a lot about what's happening inside your body. And the earlier you notice them, the easier it is to take action. Small changes like adjusting your diet, improving your sleep, managing stress, and avoiding environmental toxins can make a huge difference in restoring balance. In many cases, lifestyle adjustments alone can significantly improve your hormone health. That said, if you recognize several of these signs in yourself, it's worth talking to a healthcare provider and possibly getting blood tests to confirm what's going on. Final thought: the next time you look in the mirror, don't just focus on your appearance, look for the messages your body might be sending. Those little changes in skin, hair, weight, or facial shape could be valuable clues. If you've noticed any of these signs, let me know in the comments. And if you found this information helpful, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who might need it. The more people know how to read their body's signals, the healthier and more energized they can feel. Because when your hormones are balanced, you don't just look better, you feel better too.